Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Witcher 3. In the last session I got very frustrated, but we finally managed to get out of the Elven Ruins with a bit more information at our disposal about how we might go about finding Ciri, because she's apparently quarrelled not with the witch Kira, who is actually a sorceress, but some witches in the bog place, the Brickleback, Crookbank, Bog, something or other. But anyway, I think it's Crookback Bog. We're not going to be going there anytime soon, because this is well, for you it's a new session, but for me, I just had a bit of a breather for an hour and I've come back to play another session, so I feel like something a bit more light-hearted this session, just something to dust off those frustrations. So we're gonna do some side questing, we're gonna do some discovering of some undiscovered locations, just to change the pace. The past couple of sessions we've been main questing, it's been intense. Now time for a lighter, more fun session, hopefully, because I was definitely getting very ticked off last time. More to do with my own failings in the game itself, of course. Forgetting to use repair kits, becoming stumped by quite tough enemies. But anyway, enough about last session. Let's start afresh here. And I want to start afresh by outlining what I did just off camera. I did highlight that I was going to do some things off camera as I finished the last session. So here's what I have done. We'll just go through in order. We got a couple of updates regarding some of the people. We got an update for Eredin, who is the king of the Wild Hunt. I've already read this myself, so if you want to read it, just pause the video and have a gander. That's pretty much what we're up against, our arch nemesis. And we also got an update regarding the mysterious elf who is assisting Ciri. So that's a little bit of information we got. In terms of crafting, nothing new. In terms of alchemy, I went to the Peller to have a wee look at what he had available to him, so that I could see if I could craft some new things. And I did indeed craft the enhanced Hangman's Venom, which I now have at my disposal. 25% attack power versus humans and non-humans. Non-humans being dwarves and elves. Looked to try and craft the enhanced beast oil as a prerequisite for crafting the ever more powerful superior beast oil, but it didn't have any bison grass. I don't know where to get bison grass from. Haven't stumbled across it in the map, haven't stumbled across a herbalist that sells it as far as I can tell, and I'm not going to look it up to cheat or to try and find it. I'm going to go with the flow. I'm sure we'll stumble across it at some time. I'm not in a rush. So we'll see if we can stumble across that in the near future. So yeah, just the enhanced Hangman's Venom, crafted from the Peller's ingredients. So that was the alchemy. Inventory. I've had a complete purge of my inventory. I was getting really miffed off with the clutter in here. As you can see, I now only have 39 out of 90 carry weight, because I've sold all my junk. I was getting all sorts of junk in here, and I thought maybe we might need these for crafting to break them down. I just went on a selling spree. I thought, you know what, I've had enough of carrying out this rubbish. I'm getting rid of it. I'm selling it. And I've raised about 1,000 coin in the about 700 coin in the process. 3,134 crowns, the most we've ever had. Absolutely glorious. I've put on my boots. The Condotier's boots, I swapped them out for the Temerian boots, and I've got these now. These are better, and I've also put in them a couple of glyphs. The 10% Axii sign intensity glyph and the 5% Quen sign intensity glyph. Two of those signs that I'm using the most, of course. So they've gone in there. I've also put an extra rune stone in my Eden Death Sword, the chance to stagger. And in the steel weapon, the Wild Hunt Warrior Sword, I've used that now. I'm using that as I broke down the last sword in the previous session. And instead of putting the armor piercing rune on it, I've actually put on the chance to poison rune because this weapon already has armor piercing as well as part of its stats. So I've gone for something slightly different. So decked myself out in a few new items and made use of all my runes and glyphs because they were quite getting quite cluttery here. So yeah, a few updates there. Anything else that I can remember doing? Sold a few excess stuff. No, nothing. That's it really. So a quick look then at some books that I haven't read yet. Conduct our daily reading. In Beast's Clothing. Give us a bestiary update. They entered his hut and began to search. First they tore through his bed. Dried twigs covered the sheet. That was the first proof. For werewolves return at dawn after a night of hunting, their bare feet covered in the forest's droppings. They found the second proof under his bed, a wolf's hide. The werewolf surely dressed himself in it when transforming with the setting sun, and shed it again when he turned man the next day. Having found these powerful proofs, they ceased deliberation and began the hunt, vowing to find the lycanthrope and bind him in silver chains. Ulfadin, a breed of werewolf, found mainly in Skellige. The harsh and barren conditions of the Isles might explain why they primarily hunt men and are stronger than their continental brethren. Older and particularly dangerous, Ulfadin are called Vorefs. Only a few daring warriors in all of Skellige history have managed to defeat an Ulfadin, and each of them is commemorated in ballads as a hero to this day. Like werewolves, Ulfadin and Vorefs are active at night, particularly when the moon is at its fullest. Fast, strong, and amazingly resilient, these creatures kill with disturbing ease. Silver blades should be brought against them, as should Devil's Puffball. Take note that when near death, an Ulfadin becomes particularly dangerous and will attack with doubled fury while calling on wolves to come to its rescue. Ulfadin? What's that? Some kind of fish? Certainly no fish, my friend. Certainly no fish. Okay. Now there is a second reading that I want to do today. That was the first one. And the second one is a quest item, actually. If I can find it. The Ladies of the Wood. This is a book that we found, I believe, either was given to us by Kira or was found in the elf's laboratory, but it relates to the witches that we might be looking for in that bog. The gods have abandoned us. The mighty of this earth care not for our fate. Only the ladies of the wood watch over Velen. In foul times, when plague and famine reap their harvest, we must beg the ladies for help. If they see fit, they will hear our pleas and knock back fortune's foul blows. This is how one begs help from the ladies. Find a child, young and innocent, and take it to Crookback Bog. Seek out the lady's shrine. 'Tis where the trail of treats begins. Set the child off on the trail, and it shall follow the sweet track and find the good ladies. The child will never want for anything again, for the ladies are kind and generous. Stand before their shrine, pronounce your supplication, and then the good ladies will hear, for they see and hear all that takes place in their domain. If you made the offering, as it must be done, your plea shall be heard. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Find the crones of the Crookback Bog. Find the crones of the Crookback Bog? No. Thank you very much. As I said, we won't be partaking in any sort of main questing today. Okay, so yes. Inventory purged. Alchemy up to date. I'm ready and I'm now stress-free. What are we going to do, I hear you cry? Well, here's what we're going to do. First of all, we have an invitation here from Kira Metz. So, yes, Kira has invited us to stop by her hut sometime, in a way that suggests she did not mean for an afternoon of tea and crumpets. What's wrong with an afternoon of tea and crumpets, I ask? I particularly like tea, and crumpets aren't too bad. But that suggests that, well, something more going to happen here? I don't know. I mean, you know what Geralt's like, folks, if you've seen the previous Witcher games. So that's going to be my first task of the day. Check in on Kira. Make sure she's alright after our harrowing ordeal in that elven ruin. Very stressful time for one and all.
Mages were fighting on account of this downpour.
Plus we can't be outside in the rain. Might as well have a look at some inside activities. And look at this sword! I've just noticed it. The silver sword that I've just got, it's kind of big. And a little bit curved. Can't wait to give it a try.
Told him to patch the roof, as it was full of puddles.
Come on. Full speed ahead. Let's not keep the lady waiting. What on earth is that green mist? Is she up to something? Kira? Kira!
The rats, why did he need them?
Bloody rodents. Better to have stuffed them with a poison, or crushed them into a pulp with a shovel, but no.
Did you see what he did with them?
Kira, what are you doing?
Geralt, you gave me quite a start.
But now the mage he says bring me rats and healthy ones. Not something the cat dragged in.
This the lamp from the elf's hideout? And what's this about rats?
Nothing important. I'll explain later. Now tell me, to what do I owe the pleasure?
You invited me over. Wow, questions, questions, questions. Okay, first of all, we're going to see what she's selling.
Bet the old witch who lived here left you a bunch of interesting sundries.
She did indeed. I gather you'd like a look.
Very much so.
Yeah, why not? Do you sell bison grass? Oh! I thought the Pella had a lot of runes and stuff. Look at this. It's got the whole damn shebangs here. Greater runestone, 786 coin apiece. My goodness me. Of course we can craft them ourselves if we get the recipe. But these aren't cheap either. I think what I need to do is I need to spend some time sitting down and figuring out which of the runes I want to get and which of the glyphs I want to get, and then craft them. So rather than getting every single greater glyph recipe, which is going to cost me a damn fortune, just look at the ones that interest me the most and fit in with my build the most, and just get those ones. So I might do that before the next session, just so that I've got some kind of a direction to go in, because there's a ton of glyphs and a ton of runes, and obviously it's going to be extortionately expensive to try and get them all, so it makes sense to, well, figure out which one's going to be most beneficial to my build. So we'll do that next time. Do you have bison grass? That's why I wanted to speak to you, really, just to see if you had bison grass. What kind of a witch are you? You don't even have bison grass, man. Potion of clearance. Ah! This is interesting. This means that we can actually respec. But I don't need to, because my spec is planned out. So she doesn't have bison grass, which is a crying shame. But she does have books. I've got that one. Not sure about that one. For 19 coin, I'll take the chance and see if we get a double. I'll sell you that one, because we've got two of them. We'll swap. In beast clothing, we have the conjunction of the spheres. I don't think I have that one. Travel between worlds. I'll take that. And the elder blood. I think I have that one. I'm sure I picked that up. Yeah, I did. Right, so which ones have I read? The Lodge of Sorceresses, blah, 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 blah. What shall become of Timea? I've read that one. Natural Obscurity of Curses, that was in Ciri's room. I'll keep that one, just in case it plays a part at some point in the future. I doubt it, but just in case. In Beast Clothing, I've just read that one, haven't I? Let's get rid of that. Do it yourself, need to read that. Care for Your Sword, The Wonders of Zeracania, Gnomish Prankings, Elven Sages, The Bear Legend, Introduction to Applied Magic, and the Elf books. Right, so all these books that I have in my inventory I haven't read yet. What's this? Why vampire oil? Oh, yes please. And Draconid oil? Yes please. And Quibrith? Yes, bloody please. Give me them all. Thank you very much. Excellent. Let's have a look here. See if we can craft any of them now. Okay, so Draconid oil. We need 4 ergot seeds. See if she sells them. Vampire oil, we can craft now. Thanking you, certainly. Alright. So they just look like a little seed. You have any little seeds, love? Little seedy things? Yes, you do! How many do I need? 4, I think it was. Take 4, please. Thank you. Righty-ho. Oils. Draconid oil. I'll take it. Marvellous. Alright, so many different oils. I just don't... You can't keep track of them, can you? So we've got now Draconid oil and vampire oil to add to our list of tools, tricks of the trade. And I think that is everything. For now, at least, anyway. Right. But that is not strictly why I'm here, although it is very useful that you have extra oils for me. But before we get to the main reason why we're here, we will just ask some questions.
Any news of your sisters from the lodge?
None. We can't know too much about one another these days. It's safer that way.
Even tried to contact one another?
I think I've read this.
I've wanted to many times. But I've no way of knowing who would answer, or who might be listening.
Yeah. Yeah, we've asked these before, haven't we? Back in when she was in her little paradise.
Why do you want the lamp?
You just witnessed why. To communicate with lost souls.
Didn't know you were interested in that kind of magic.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Why'd the elf promise you the lamp?
We traded for it. He needed powerful magic and sensed I was no common wart charmer. I brewed him a potion. To delay nervous tissue degeneration, stave off memory loss or some such.
Who do you want to use it on?
He didn't say.
Mentioned you wanted something from me.
I did, and still do. The Cursed Isle on Lake Windammer. You've heard of it, I'm sure. The local peasants mumble incessantly about it, about the wraiths that haunt it. They claim none who go there return.
How'd it come to be cursed?
That's what I don't know. I must break this spell, yet I've been unable to identify its source.
Gotta know something.
Scraps. The curse is somehow linked to the tower where Serard, the lord of these lands, took refuge when Nilfgaard invaded. Claims in the village are that peasants, desperate of hunger, sailed to Fyke Isle to beg for food. Met their end there. It was a massacre. So, will you please help me lift this curse? You're so good at these things.
Oh, who can resist that face?
Why are you so intent on this?
I'm not. The local peasantry is. The Isle, miss. You've got to lift the charm. You're a good witch, a great witch. There's no end to it.
See, I thought you didn't care for the locals. The great witch you are.
I failed to lift the curse, and they could conclude I'm not so great. Not enough to conceal me from the witch hunters and risk getting sent to the gallows themselves.
What others think, your image, that's all you care about.
The point is, listen, I didn't flee to these wilds just to stupidly get caught because some boar with grit under his fingernails grows annoyed with me.
So the peasants who went to the island for food, this lord had them murdered?
The villagers say he had them poisoned.
A real gentleman.
Well, I never met him. But he certainly didn't seem such a cruel man, judging by what a mage from the Isle told me.
A mage lived on the island? Did you know him? Where is he now?
We were friends. Sadly, he died that day as well. Very few survived. Yet even those who escaped the Isle soon suffered agonizing deaths. Strangely, they did not seem to have been poisoned.
Okay.
All right, I'll help.
I knew you'd find it irresistible. Naturally, you'll need to sail to Phi Kyle.
Fine. What then?
Well, the spirits who wander the Isle, you must establish a rapport with them. Don't know how, but they could point us in the direction of the curse's source.
Think they'll be willing to chat?
Of course, provided you take my magic lamp with you. I shall let you keep it afterwards in appreciation. You'll find it quite useful, I'm sure.
Well, she's given us magic lamps. What did we get from her before? Something that can make those things disappear. Those apparitions, those wavy hoo-hoo situations.
Can't you just come with me?
Illusions.
I tried to go to Phi Kyle once. Thought my head would burst, the curse's magic was so strong.
Nice of you to send me there.
I experienced an acute nasal hemorrhage. You stand to endure a wobble of your medallion at most. At Aretusa, they trained me to detect even the subtlest magic pulses. This was like getting smacked across my haunches with a grain flail.
Funny. Thought you'd go in for that sort of thing.
Take my boat. I left it on the lake shore near the village. Should be fit to use. Provided rot hasn't eaten it, as it seems to eat everything here.
How's the lamp actually work? I mean, do I just rub it, or do I have to do something, magical?
You needn't even rub. Just place it where you find bones and hear whispers. I suppose I should warn you, it might not be the most pleasant experience.
Figured as much. Tell you all about it later, maybe skip the drastic bits.
You'll need to do neither. I'll give you a Xenovox. It's a bauble that will let us speak over some distance. You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
She's just full of trinkets, isn't she?
Never heard of a Xenovox.
It works just like a megascope, but is far more portable. Think of it as a magic box that talks.
They hard to build?
Extremely. That's why they're so rare. I certainly couldn't build anything like it.
So no chance these Xenovoxes will catch on with every mage using one?
Not the slightest.
So where'd you get the Xenovox?
Found it in the mine along with the lamp. Thought it was part of the lamp at first. Didn't realize what I'd actually found until later.
Think it belonged to the elven mage?
Clearly. And I didn't even know the elves used them.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all.
Okay. Any chance of tea and crumpets?
Oh, go already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Phi Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt.
Thank you.
You have a new quest item. Prepare it by placing it in the appropriate slot. Blah de blah de blah. Xenovox. Okay, see you, Kira. Bye. I'll be back later. For tea and crumpets, of course. Oh, it's raining still. My god. Okay, so if we check our journal entry, we can see, we can have a look at what level this quest is. A tower full of mice. Doodly dee, doodly doo, doodly diddly doo. Where is it? Where is it? That boat? Here? Is this it? I've got it on my journal. Highlighted. No, I haven't. For God's sake. Right, okay. Now try it. Where is it? That's her boat. Probably just get on that and it'll transport me somewhere over to here. I wondered what this little island was, and I definitely am intrigued to go there, but I don't fancy doing that just yet. No siree. Okay, let me just get my journal back on. Right. Of course, we do have the Jenny in the Thingamabob's quest, which is a Witcher contract, which shouldn't be too bad. I say that, and it could be horrendous, but that's in the village of Midcops. We speak to the Elderman. That's a possibility. That could be a nice way to finish this particular session. So what I plan to do is I plan to visit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 undiscovered locations, and then finish off by conducting our inquiries with the Elderman, looking at that particular Witcher contract to see what that's all about. And that should take us to about an hour and a half, which is nice, because it gives me a little bit more time to play with in terms of getting videos up for you guys whilst I'm away. So first order of business then is to crack on down, or rather up to there.